Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Using a Radiation Quarantine Sign to Keep Burglars Away. This is a viewer consultation episode, which means we'll be answering viewer questions. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe, like, follow, and comment on the show, as well as to tell you to check out a company called HollywoodIsCalling.com. It allows you to purchase live calls with more than 100 celebrities. You can purchase calls from movie stars, TV stars, and athletes. A live 15-second call is $19.95, and a live 30-second call is $29.95. It's a great gift for birthdays and holidays and Christmas, just about any occasion. Or you can just buy calls for yourself or for people who are great fans of a particular star. So give it a try. It's called HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now let's get started. Our first question is from Zahib. Zahib writes, I'm looking for a great flat screen TV. Any recommendations? Yeah, there are a number of good sets on the market, but I think the best combination of price and picture quality has to go to Samsung's QLED televisions. The picture is stunningly beautiful and they're reasonably priced. Keep in mind that a lot of the HD TVs are dropping in price now because companies are rolling out the new 8K television sets onto the market. Say the UHDs are 4K television sets, and the 8Ks are going to have much more resolution, clarity, the image quality, especially when you get above 75 inches in screen size. When you go to 75, 80, even 85, the image quality is stunning on the HKs. It's good on the UHDs, the 4Ks, but the HKs at the really larger screen sizes, it is amazing. Also the processors, the AI-driven processors that they have on the newer sets, they're amazing. So take a good look at those. If you don't want to go that direction, you can always get a great deal on a 4K set now. So keep that in mind. Next question we have is from Anaya. Anaya writes, I have a concealed carry license and I live in Minnesota. There's a lot of rioting going on now. Do you think I would be safer with a concealed carry or an open carry at this point? Which is more likely to keep criminals at bay? I want troublemakers to keep their distance, and I'm debating whether I should wear my gun out in the open or keep it concealed. What are your thoughts? Well, first of all, I think you should stay away from all the trouble zones in your area. Avoiding trouble zones and difficult times of day, like after dark. That is the best way to keep things under control. The best way to keep criminals at bay. Now, normally, when you open carry a gun, it causes normal people to keep their distance from you, and it causes crazy people to be drawn towards you. They want to approach you, they want to harass you, they want to intimidate you, they want to start arguments and disagreements. So, it's a very strange correlation. Open carry repels normal people, so keep that in mind. But your best bet is to just stay away from all the trouble zones. So William writes, I live near a major outdoor concert venue that plays loud concerts each night up until 11 p.m. throughout the spring, summer, and fall. I'm selling my house now because of it. Do I have to disclose this to potential buyers? Yes, absolutely. And you should disclose it in writing to make sure you don't get sued later. On a positive note, there are a lot of people who would love the idea of living near enough to a major outdoor music venue so they could hear a free concert each night. Now, some people may not want to be exposed to that kind of noise, and they should have that option by being properly informed by the seller. But, make no mistake, there are a lot of people who think it would be really cool to hear, a major act concert each night for free because they live, a couple thousand feet away from the venue. So keep that in mind, and hopefully you'll be able to sell your home to some real music lover who will just love the idea of, going out in the backyard and barbecuing each night, having a great meal, while they listen to a free concert. You never know. Next question is from Kiki. Kiki writes, I'm a single mom and I want to start my own makeup line. What do you think? Makeup is an extremely competitive space. If you do this, then I would recommend a couple of things. Find a unique feature or niche and use that as the driving force for your makeup line. Don't just think you're going to come up with a new color, a new shade, a new texture, and that's going to make you rich. It will not work. All of that's been covered many times over by the major makeup conglomerates. You have to come up with something more unique, more niche to attract some free publicity, and that will help you grow your brand. The next thing I want you to keep in mind is do not borrow crazy amounts of money from family or friends thinking you're going to get rich and pay them all back. The probability of that happening is almost zero. Do not empty out your IRA or your retirement account thinking that you feel so good about this idea that it's going to make you wealthy and it'll all just work out for the best. Do not make the mistake of thinking that. That's how a lot of people lose everything. When it comes to a venture like this, an entrepreneurial venture, only invest what you can afford to completely lose. And as always, keep your day job. Keep putting food on the table. Keep paying your bills and pursue this venture in your evenings and on your weekends. That way, if it all blows up in a few years, you will not end up broke and penniless. It's really important that you proceed along two tracks. I don't care what the entrepreneurs and the sharks on Shark Tank tell you about, being fully committed and all in and quitting your job and doing this full time. In this economy, that's not really an option. Forget what those multimillionaires are telling you to do. You should put in all your free time working on your dream and your venture, but continue to hang on to your day job, because now day jobs and jobs which pay a living wage for you and your family, they're more difficult than ever to find. There are 40 million people out there out of work because of recent events. So do not listen to the sharks on television when they tell you you need to be all in, fully committed. No, that was a different time. This is a different time. Hang on to your day job. That's really important. Next question is from Lester. Lester writes, I live in a really violent neighborhood and I can't afford to leave. I can tell that we've got a lot of burglars in the neighborhood and they're just waiting to break into my house. What can I do to protect my house from all the crooks in the area? Well, number one, I know this is going to sound implausible, but get a pit bull. Don't just get a normal guard dog. I don't think German Shepherds are vicious enough. Get a pit bull. A pit bull is so menacing and so violent that pit bulls tend to deter a lot of burglaries. Burglars hate pit bulls, and guess what? The feeling is mutual. Pit bulls can smell a burglar a mile away, and they're praying for the opportunity to have one of them jump the fence and try to come into the house. Pit bulls, they spend all their days and nights dreaming about the possibility of biting a burglar. This is what they fantasize about. Normal dogs, they fantasize about a good steak meal. Pit bulls, they fantasize about ripping the arm off a burglar or a bad guy. It's in their DNA. They love this stuff. This is what they fantasize about. So, first priority, get a pit bull. I'll tell you a story once about a guy who lived in an ultra-violent neighborhood, didn't have the money to move out, and what this guy did was he put a sign up on the front door and back door of his home, and it said, this building has been quarantined because of a radiation leak. Do not enter. The radiation levels can be fatal. And it was sort of amusing and it was sort of brilliant. Now, I'm not advocating that you do this. I'm not guaranteeing you that it will work, but I sort of thought it was brilliant. Believe it or not, the guy says that it helped keep burglars away. The only problem is, in this day of massive illiteracy, you have to make sure that the burglars in your neighborhood know what the words quarantine and radiation mean, that they can actually read those words on your sign and they know what they mean. Because if they don't, your sign is not going to stop anybody. So keep that in mind. Next question is from Ollie. Ollie writes, I'm thinking of getting a used ice cream truck and driving up and down the streets in the summer selling ice cream. Do you think that will make money? Well, Ollie, that depends on how much you can lease, rent, or buy the truck for. Hopefully, you can get a deal at a good used truck. It also depends on the price of gas and how many really hot days you get each summer. So keep that in mind. And I want to wish you all the best. And we shall talk to you soon. Thank you very much for watching.